Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is quite literally revolutionizing instructional design. We're talking about transforming the way we teach using AI, and specifically focusing on the really powerful teaching strategy behind NotebookLM. If you've ever felt like your teaching materials just aren't clicking with your students, or you're spending way too many hours planning, well, you are definitely in the right place.
So, let's kick things off with a pretty massive question. How exactly do we stop rote memorization? I mean, think about subjects like Class 10 statistics. We so often force students to memorize formulas for mean, mode, and cumulative frequency, but we completely miss helping them visualize the actual concepts. They just memorize the steps to pass the test, and the true learning is completely lost.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our sequential blueprint for building a lesson plan from scratch today. We'll cover the rote learning dilemma, NotebookLM as grounded AI, blueprints versus summaries, the three-lens strategy, and finally building a complete AI teaching ecosystem.
Section 1. The rote learning dilemma. Look, this is the fundamental pain point educators are facing every single day. When you're teaching really complex topics, like, again, mean, mode, or cumulative frequency, a lack of visual connection almost guarantees rote learning. Students might know the mechanical steps to get the final answer, sure, but without a clear visualization of what the data actually represents, true comprehension is basically zero. It's a massive hurdle for anyone trying to foster deep understanding.
All right, moving on to Section 2, NotebookLM and grounded AI.
We're moving way past your basic chatbots today. The absolute core concept we need to talk about is grounded AI. What this means is the AI bases its outputs strictly on the source material that you, the user, upload. You give it your textbook PDFs, your rough notes, or even transcripts from reference videos. NotebookLM only knows what you feed it, which virtually eliminates those dreaded AI hallucinations where the bot just kind of makes things up.
Honestly, the difference is night and day. You see, generic AI just guesses based on vast, sometimes wildly inaccurate internet data. If you ask it for a lesson plan, you might get something super generic and unhelpful. But grounded AI, that acts as a secure, hallucination-free playground designed specifically for your exact curriculum. You stay the master of the source material, and the AI just helps you mold it.
Section 3. Blueprints over summaries.
So to really leverage this tool, we need a fundamental mindset shift in how we actually talk to AI. The crucial point here is this quote: "My goal is not to read, my goal is to teach." We aren't asking the AI to give us a summary of a chapter just so we can read it. Instead, we're prompting it to construct a comprehensive teaching structure, a blueprint that we can actually deliver in the classroom. We want an active teaching system, not a passive summary.
Let's walk through the exact sequential workflow to make this happen. Step 1. Upload your source material. Feeding it diverse sources like official NCERT chapters right alongside expert YouTube video transcripts builds the perfect foundation. Step 2. Prompt it specifically for that teaching blueprint. And then Step 3, which is honestly a total game changer. Generate a visual system DNA.
Let me explain why that third step is absolutely vital. By prompting the AI to generate a visual system DNA up front, you're ensuring absolute design consistency across all of your resources. This means every subsequent mind map, classroom poster, and slide deck you generate will share the exact same professional typography, colors, layout, the whole shebang. It keeps your entire teaching module looking cohesive and prevents that jarring, pieced-together look.
Okay, Section 4. The three-lens strategy. And this brilliantly illustrates what is really the architectural heart of our teaching blueprint. It reveals a core truth: one size does not fit all. A single topic requires distinct visual perspectives. First, a teacher map, giving educators a quick bird's-eye view for a 2-minute prep before class. Then, a student map, completely tailored for revision that you can share as a PDF. And finally, a formula map. This ensures nobody, neither the teacher nor the student, is ever getting overwhelmed by the wrong type of info. I really want to highlight that formula map specifically because this cures that rote learning disease we talked about earlier. With a dedicated visual map just for formulas, they aren't isolated strings of letters and numbers anymore. Suddenly, you can see their connections clearly. It shows how mathematical concepts actually interact with one another, turning blind memorization into genuine, deep understanding. Which brings us to Section 5, the complete AI teaching ecosystem.
Let's look at how this solid foundation scales into a full dynamic suite of classroom assets.
From that single grounded source, Notebook LM can rapidly generate an incredible array of resources. We're talking audio podcasts, self-study flashcards, daily quizzes, full slide decks, even A3 Classroom infographics. That audio podcast feature is particularly wild. You can actually have the AI generate an engaging audio discussion about complex topics, like say US-India trade tariffs, directly from your uploaded text.
To give you a super practical application for these resources, imagine using the AI-generated flashcards for the last 5 minutes of your class. It's the perfect way to rapidly reinforce student memory. Then, take those AI-generated quizzes and instantly assign them for daily homework via Google Classroom. It's a complete, ready-to-deploy workflow that literally saves you hours of prep time.
Now, Notebook LM expertly organizes all this knowledge, but if we take that blueprint and export it over to Google Gemini, we take things to a whole new level. Step 1. Export the blueprint. Step 2. Ask Gemini to script the actual lesson, complete with activities and icebreakers. Step 3, and this is magic, prompt it to adapt the material. You can automatically create variations of your explanation tailored specifically for weak, average, and advanced learners in your classroom.
Finally, to completely cure that lack of visualization, we take our structural text outputs and feed them into a visual tool like Google Flow. By combining the AI text with that visual system DNA we created earlier, it beautifully transforms the data into premium visual posters. This entire workflow is actually inspired by real educators, like Dr. Verma, who reached out wanting a way to make math truly engaging and visual for students, instead of just scribbling numbers on a whiteboard.
Which leaves us with one final provocative question. What chapter will you transform next? Because whether you're teaching trigonometry, science, or history, this AI mentor workflow is completely universal. The subject changes, sure, but the blueprint remains powerful. I challenge you to take your most difficult, rote-heavy chapter and build your own visual teaching system. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it sparked some incredible ideas, and I'll see you next time.